A friend of mine, Glenn Reynolds at instapundit.com, alerted me to an audio of an interview on our wonderful affiliate WJR in Detroit by my buddy Frank Beckman. He was interviewing this morning Tom Lauria. Tom Lauria represents a group of lenders that objected to the Chrysler sale. We talked about this group. They objected to the Chrysler deal that the White House was trying to force on them, while they offered to give up a huge percentage. A huge percentage. They would not go down to 29% from 100%. And the White House attacked them. Remember, I talked about that before. We spent a lot of time on that yesterday. But I want you to listen to their lawyer. And I want you to listen, and I want you to contrast with the public Obama, how he looks, smiles, talks, how he handles himself and carries himself, and what goes on behind the scenes. What goes on behind the scenes, the mob-like tactics that are used against law-abiding private citizens. This is stunning. I want you to listen to this. Again, the Frank Beckman Show. He's interviewing Tom Lauria on WJR, the lawyer who represented a group of lenders that objected to what Obama was trying to do. Go ahead.
News Talk 760 WJR. Online. The great voice of the Great Lakes. When you want it. The Frank Beckman Show.
A bankruptcy attorney representing some of these people, attorney at White and Case offices in New York and Miami, is Tom Lauria, who is on the other end of our line this morning. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
So what's the matter with your vulture clients who are so greedy and selfish? Why won't they go along with this?
Well, they bought a contract that said that they get paid before anybody else does from Chrysler, and they have been told by the government, who is in complete control of Chrysler, oddly enough, that despite their contractual right, they do not get paid before everybody else. So they are standing on their rights, standing on the law, trying to defend, in effect, what is the Constitution of the United States, to make sure that they get what they're entitled to for their investors.
Tom, let me make the argument against you in another way. We've heard the president say this. I wouldn't want to stand on their side. Ron Gettelfinger said everybody else has made concessions. These people won't. They're greedy. Why not take a concession that is being asked of everybody else and accepted of everybody else, including other hedge funds that had bought some of these bonds in Chrysler?
Well, that's a great question, because let me tell you, it's no fun standing on this side of the fence opposing the President of the United States. In fact, let me just say, people have asked me who I represent, and that's a moving target. I can tell you for sure that I represent one less investor today than I represented yesterday. One of my clients was directly threatened by the White House, and in essence compelled to withdraw its opposition to the deal under threat that the full force of the White House press corps would destroy its reputation if it continued to fight. That's how hard it is to stand on this side of the fence.
Was that Perella Weinberg?
That was Perella Weinberg.
All right.
Now, let me just tell you.
All right, that's enough. Did you hear that, folks? Do you know what's going on in this country as I speak, ladies and gentlemen, where private citizens and private entities are being threatened and smeared and intimidated? That's Tom Lauria, a lawyer for one less client. The White House threatened to drag his clients through the mud unless they dropped out of the challenge, and one of them did. Now, I want to thank WJR and Frank for getting this information. I want to thank Tom Lauria for revealing that. Now I want to ask Brian Ross at ABC News, while he's outing patriots who worked with the CIA to protect this nation, is he going to pursue this story? I want to ask George Stephanopoulos at ABC's This Week. I know these aren't the talking points handed to him by the White House. Is he going to pursue this story? Bob Schieffer. Somebody wake him up. Give him his Metamucil. Let's see if we can get him ready. Maybe he'll pursue the story. How about David Gregory? You want to pursue this story, David? You've always struck me as a decent guy. Somebody needs to pursue what's going on in the White House behind the scenes and stop playing games and make it nice. American citizens, whatever walk of life they're in, should not be threatened by the White House. Should not be told we're going to drag you through the mud with the White House press corps. So confident is the White House that they have the White House press corps wrapped around their little finger. Maybe Jake Tapper will take a look at this. Ask that doofus, Gibbs. This Tom Lauria, as I hear him, sounds like a very sensible man. Now, we will link to this audio, or you can go to instapundit.com. I'll send it over to Drudge, too. This thing needs to get out. It needs to get out. I mean, do you know how much of this must be going on in the shadows? With the banks and the financial systems? You know what must be going on with one business after another? Threatening them, warning them, punishing them? We've got a little mob activity going on in that Oval Office, ladies and gentlemen. A little mob activity.